menus and submenus. So here you can see the example of the project. So I hover the mouse of web designing link, then you can see here the submenus are display on the browser and also here. And another important thing available in this project, for example, I decrease the size of this browser, then you can see here the button display on the browser. I click on the button, then you can see here menus and also some menus display on the browser. So I will tell you how you can create the project, complete project with the help of HTML5 and CSS3. So let's get started. This is my text editor or code editor, and I use the basically image. This is the image. I will use this image on this project. I have already downloaded the image, so let's start to set up the files or create the files. So first file, I select save the file and write the first file name index.html and write the basic syntax of HTML, and then I write the title responsive navigation menus, and I also make another file and I write the file name. First I create the folder CSS, and then I enter the file name style.css, and then I attach the file with HTML document style sheet, and you need to import or set the path of this file or style sheet. So let's check it. I simple just write the, and then I open the project. So I just check the here, this is the working very well. So let's start to type the code, because this I have already made the project, so I made another folder. This is a already I have made the project, so I will tell you step by step. So this is another folder, so we will use this folder file to make responsive navigation menus. So I double click on this file on the browser, then you can see here the new tags or blank browser display on the browser, right? So first step, you need to write the UL tag and then UL close and li to make a menus, right? And then I make another menu programming projects, and then I make money online, and then save the file, open the browser and save. You can see the text or images display on the browser. So I want to make submenus, so I after the anchor tag, closing anchor text, I write the UL tag, and again I write li tag, and I write the submenus HTML5, copy it, paste here, paste here, paste here, and then I CSS3 JavaScript, and then bootstrap, right? Save the file, browser, refresh here, right? Then I will make another submenus on the development web development PHP programming, and then C# programming, and then Java programming, and then Python programming, right? Save the file, open the browser, refresh the page, and here you can see it under the web development and web designing submenus like HTML5, CSS3, JavaScript, and Bootstrap displayed under the web designing link, and then under the web development displayed the submenus PHP programming, C# programming, Java programming, and Python programming. So the first step, you need to assign the class or ID. So I first assign the ID on first ULI. This is the main ULI, right? And I assign the submenus ULI class height, right? We will set up on the classes and menus to design the menus and submenus as well. So I copy the class and assign the another ULI like this, right? Two more things we are required to display on the browser. First is label, and then I assign the show menu, right? Show menu, because this show menu we will set up to decrease the browser size, then this text will be appear after the decreasing browser size. We will set up on this text on CSS with the help of CSS. So I just tell you, and I use far and use show menu. This is basically a class, and I use again show menu, right? And then I need to write another thing, input type checkbox. We will set up on checkbox to display the text like this. So we will use them. So I copy the show name, show menu, and assign the ID of input text input checkbox, and then I assign the role button, right? Close the input text field and refresh. Only the text and checkbox display on the browser. Okay, let's start to write the CSS property. The first property, you need to write the body and background image URL and double quotation, double dot sign, and slash, folder name and image name and extension. Save the file in browser, refresh page. The image has displayed, but this image has repeated it. So I want to remove the repetition of this image. Okay, no repeat, and I use the size 100 pixel width, and I assign the height 720 pixel. If you want to increase the height of this background image as you like, so I just open the browser and refresh the page, and I decrease the browser size, then you can see here the height of 720 and height 100 pixel, right? I set up the another property like UL. So I set up list style type none, margin 0 pixel, and then padding 0 pixel, and then position absolute, right? Then we need to write li display inline display inline block float left, and then margin right 1 pixel. Save the file, open browser, and refresh the page. Here you can see the menus or submenus doesn't do not display the very well. So I set up the anchor text, li anchor text. This text means li, where is li anchor text, right? Li anchor text. So I use the many properties to set up the anchor text. First I use block and assign the min width to 40 pixel and height 40 pixel, and font family veranda okay. Color I assign the white, and background color I use the website to pick the color. Website name is flat color. I will share you flat color white on Google. Then you can see it, fillet eye colors. Open this website and select any one color as you like. I pick this color, and I use the W3 school to get RGB color. I use color picker, and I have already picked this color code on here, so I paste here, and then okay. Then you need to copy this RGBA color code and go to the browser code editor and paste it. After the B you need to write A, and after the AT you need to write the opacity or highlight, I mean decrease the full color light. It means this color display on light edge on the browser. So I use the 0.7, and then I use terminate sign and open the browser and refresh the page. Then you can see here the color has light edge. But if I only copy this color and paste here, for example I comment this RGB color, paste here the code, and save the code, and then open the refresh the browser, and then you can see here the difference between first and the next. Okay, so I use this way to display the background, and I use line height. I use line height 40 pixel. I will check, save the file, and refresh the page. Okay, that's great. And then I use the text decoration to remove the lines. Okay, that's great. Okay, and then I use the li anchor text to hover the mouse. First we need to write background. I pick the color on here. I copy this color and go to W3 school and paste here, and click OK, and I select the RGB color and go to my code editor and paste here. I use same way 0.7, save the, oh, I use this color. Okay, 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 save the file, browser, refresh. Okay, I will we will set up the RGBA. Okay, here you can see it, the I hover the mouse on the links, then the color has changed any links or menus. The next step, we need to write the color white or FF sign and padding white. I've used simply 5 pixel. Set up the file, save the file, browser. Okay, okay, this is not enough, but there are few more steps or properties. We will use them to set up the menus or submenus responsible as well. So I select the li hover and ul li anchor text. Basically this anchor text, I will tell you, ul li anchor text, ul li anchor text, right? Li hover, li means this hover, and then ul means this, and again I use li, then this, and again a. Okay, so I set up the hover of the submenus. So first I write the height 40 pixel, line height 40 pixel again, and min width I write 200 pixel, and I use transition 1 second. Save the file, browser. Here you can see it, the transition has applied on the submenu. Basically this is a submenu, right? For example, I decrease the transition limit, then you can see here this is a transition, right? But I use 1 second. The next thing to do that, you write the URL tag or property and call the display none, and then save the file, open browser, refresh the page, but I call liul, right? Okay, so here you can see the menus display on the browser, but we can't see the submenus. Okay, and I also use the text align of anchor text. Okay, that's great. Okay, now after the complete this process, we need to write the another property li, and first call to display block and write float none, right? And then I use li anchor text, and I have assigned width auto and min width 100 pixel, right? Padding 0 to 20 pixel, and background color, basically background color I will pick on the website, So I use this color, copied and paste on here. Okay, and select the RGB color and go to background color or background, and then you need to write a word, a character, and assign the opacity of this background color. Save the file or refresh the page. But I can't display the submenus because we will set up on, we will use the property, these properties to display the hover mouse on submenus. So we will set up another properties to display the submenus. Okay, so we will use ULLI anchor text and hover mouse and plus sign and dot your class name. This is a class name, copied it and paste here, and write comma and again dot class name and colon sign and hover. Right, just write the display block. Okay, and then we need to write the input and use type check box. The check box and input we are already defined on here, and we will use to type checkup. So I use type checkup. Okay, only use the property display none. Right, save the file and open the browser, refresh the page. Here the checkbox has removed on the browser here. Okay, and some menus also displayed, but here you can see the checkbox has removed on the browser. Okay, then the next step, you need to write input and type and checkbox colon checked. It means any person checked on the checkbox, then you need to write this sign. I do not name of this sign, and you need to write the ID. This is your ID, main UL ID, and write his sign to use the ID name and curly bracket and display, write the display property to blocks. Right, and then we need to use the show menu. Sorry, this is a class because basically. Okay, and dot sign, use show menu, curly bracket, and first you need to write the font family. I use font family Verdana, and text decoration none, and color white, and background color I just write the, we need to use the show menu class to set up the properties. So I write the font family first and write the font family name, and then text decoration none, and color I use white color, and background I use black color, and then text align center, and padding 10 pixel and 0 pixel, and display none. This class will be appear after the decreasing browser size, right? Then this name or this button will appear after the decrease browser size, right? So save the file, and then we need to write the responsive queries to display the menus and submenus well responsive. So first you need to write media, screen, and sign, and then parentheses, curly brackets, and you need to write the max width and assign the max width 760 pixel, and you need to write the all properties do you want to display after the decreasing browser size. So first you need to write the UL tag or UL property to display the first. I use the position static and display none. After the curly bracket of UL tag or property, then I use li, I use margin bottom, okay, 1 pixel only, and then I use ul li and enter the comma and again write li. A means anchor text, okay, and I use with 100 pixel, okay, and then you need to call dot show menu. Basically this is a class, and write display block. Okay, that's it. Save the file and then open the browser, refresh the page. Okay, here our menus and submenus, right, and I decrease the size. We will check it. You may go now. That's it. Here the menus or show menus button display on the screen. I click on it, and then here you can see the submenus and menus display on the browser as well, but this submenus show menus color or height has decreased, so we need to increase the height of this show menu. So we need to go on dot show menu, and we use to height, I think white height 40 pixel, and then I use, that's it, and I use text align, but I use line height, and then okay, that's it. Click on it, and then so this is a very simple process to design the menus and submenus with the help of HTML and CSS3. So here you can see it, the menus and submenus with background image and also responsive, right? Click on it and increase or decrease the size of the browser, then menus has displayed on the browser.